Leicester City 0, Arsenal 1. And although it wasn't too pretty towards the end, Arsenal do beat Leicester City away from home to go back 5 points clear of the Premier League table. As always, let me know your thoughts on the match in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. And if you're new around and you love Arsenal related content, this is the place for you. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 2,000 subscribers. I mean, to be fair, I thought Arsenal played really well in this game, man. We had a lot of domination, we were knocking the ball around well, and Leicester couldn't really live with us. They ended the game with, I think, 1 shot in total, and that's not even on target. That's just 1 shot in the match, and that showed Arsenal's dominance. The thing is, we just didn't quite get enough goals to not make it nervous, because really this game should have been out of sight by the 70th minute. We shouldn't have needed to be so worried towards the end and make so many substitutions and play so many tactical fouls and just falling over and buying time. It didn't need that in this game. Of course, the means meant that we had to, given the fact that Leicester were pushing us towards the end. But we should have got more. It didn't really need to be a nervous game. Either way, look, the 3 points is what matters. I'm not going to look back at it and say, oh, we should have beat them 2-3-0. I'm going to look back at it and say a great 3 points for Arsenal Football Club in 2 tough away games. Aston Villa away and Leicester City away. We get 6 points out of 6. Exactly what the doctor ordered, especially after the disappointment we've suffered in the previous 4 games. Not winning a single one. And look, we got our business done early. Of course, we're going to watch Man City play Bournemouth. I'm going to be honest, against Forest, I was slightly hopeful City would drop points, and they did. Against Bournemouth, no chance. City going to walk away with this one, I'm convinced. I don't think Bournemouth will get anything, not even a point against City. But you never know, it is football. Either way, it's just good that we got our business done, because that's what matters. Arsenal are top of the table, and by all means, man, it is in their hands. Because if we get all the jobs we need to get done, we will win this league. Like, it's 2 points clear, and that's the fact of the matter. We don't have to look at anyone to do us a favour. We do what we need to do, and we will win this league. And it goes a long way with that, with winning games like this against Leicester City, man. I think certain players performed really well. I think, to be honest, running this front three with Trossard in there was kind of working that first half. I mean, Nketiah was left out, whether it was due to injury, like he had a little knock because he only came on for about 20-15 minutes, or whether it was tactical, I'm not too sure. But either way, I thought Trossard, Martinelli and Saka played really well together. It was really interchangeable. Martinelli and Trossard were swapping a lot of the time throughout the game, from left wing to false 9, and it was looking good. And to be fair, we did score a goal through Trossard, but it got ruled out. Let me know what you thought of this, for those of you that watched the game, because of course it was on at 3 PM, so not a lot of people would have managed to watch this because of the blackout rules. Basically, Trossard scored a brilliant goal from outside the box. It got ruled out for VAR because Ben White was holding the goalkeeper's arm. To be fair, I think it was a handball. Sorry, not handball. I think it was a foul from Ben White on the goalkeeper. And I think potentially right to rule it out. But then literally 10-15 minutes later, Saka gets absolutely hauled to the ground by Suter. And it's not even given as a penalty. There's a bit of inconsistency there, man. Because I thought Bukayo's second one was definitely potentially a penalty as well. The way Suter just mauled him to the ground without even looking at where the ball was. So it's a bit of inconsistencies. Of course, it didn't cost Arsenal today, but it's another talking point about VAR. We're getting them all too frequently in this Premier League season. But we did get our goal straight away in the second half, and it was a perfect time to score, to be honest, man. Because in that first half, Arsenal were knocking on the door. We had all the tempo. We were looking good, dominating, but we weren't really creating clear-cut chances. Our final pass or our final shot was just missing, and we should have been testing the goalkeeper more. I know this Danny Ward guy is a bit of a shaky warrior, man. I think he's been severely underperforming for Leicester City, so we really should have done more to try and get more shots on target. Either way, we couldn't really penetrate them enough and get enough clear-cut chances that first half. And I was thinking at half-time, look, it's been a really good performance, but where's the goal coming from? Because we can't just have another good performance without a win. We need to find a goal, and the longer it goes on, the more we'll get frustrated. So the fact we scored instantly in that second half from Martinelli, that was big, man. That was so big, because it meant Leicester had to come out of their shell, and eventually it showed that their attacking force isn't necessarily the best, and it gives another clean sheet for Arsenal Football Club. I go for Martinelli. Trossard as well. Beautiful skill to feed through Martinelli. And we know that his confidence hasn't been sky high recently, but he dispatched that one perfectly. He got injured in the process, but look, you got to trade it for the goal, man. Beautiful finish past Danny Ward to give Arsenal the lead. And then look, after that, we had a couple more chances. I know Saka scored, but it was rightly ruled offside due to Martinelli being offside in the build-up. And then from then on, nothing really else. We didn't have many other clear-cut chances. It's not going to be a game that's first on the match of the day running order, to be honest. But we've got what we need to get. Every gunner will be happy that we escaped with 3 points. It's exactly what we need. Leicester is not an easy game. I think we got super lucky that they didn't have James Maddison today. That's a massive part of their attacking threat, man. He's literally their Odegaard in terms of he links up the play from defence to attack. He's a transition player. The fact they didn't have him showed, because Leicester looked a little bit lost going forward. Like they didn't really know what to do. They were a bit of headless chickens when they got the ball in the Arsenal half. So yeah, I think missing James Maddison was a massive bonus for us. But either way, this Leicester team ain't no scrubs, man. I know they've had a horrible start to the season, but since then they've really picked up. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, they completely demolished Tottenham Hotspur at home. And even against Man United, although Man United did win that game 3-0, I thought Leicester were decent in that first half. They had a couple of good chances before United scored to take the lead. So, at the end of the day, it's never going to be an easy game in the Premier League, and we did what we needed to get, which was 3 points. It's now 6 points out of 6 against Leicester. Same last week against Aston Villa. We got maximum points against them as well, and the Arsenal train just keeps on going. And look, we've now faced a very, very demanding schedule. Everton in midweek, then next week I believe it's Bournemouth, and then from then on it's Europa League, Premier League, Europa League, Premier League. We're going to be playing 2-3 games a week, and we have to be on top form for that, man. We have to be. Because the hardest part of the season is now upon us. But we did what we needed to do. We got out of our rut, out of our blip, as people say. And now we can move on to hopefully a really nice run that this team can string together. And hopefully bring someone like Jesus back, man. Because him coming back, especially on our run, we can integrate him as well. Could be a real boost for this Arsenal team. Let's get into the player ratings to round off this video. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale. I thought he was really good, man. He didn't have any saves to make. But in terms of his distribution, catching on crosses, good game from Ramsdale, man. I'm going to have to give him an 8 out of 10. Can't give him more because he didn't make any worldy saves, but I love the way he was just comfortable to ball his feet and distributing us really quickly. Right back, Ben White. I thought Ben White had a really decent game, man. I've criticised him recently in the fact that he gasses out too early. He runs out of breath, runs out of stamina way too soon. Today he looked good the whole game, man. Up and down, supporting Saka. I thought Ben White had a decent game, 7 out of 10. I thought the two centre-backs, Saliba and Gabriel, 8 out of 10. They were both really solid in there, man. Didn't really have much of a threat, to be honest, from Leicester. But anytime they're on the counter-attack, they contain them really well and stop them having any clear-cut chances. So really good from the centre-backs. I thought Zinchenko in that first half, obviously captain today, really good. Really good in that first half, man. Popping up in really nice areas, progressing the ball forwards. I thought Zinchenko had a good game again, 8 out of 10. In the middle, Jorginho. Again, he looks solid, man. He's not going to be the answer for me. I think when Thomas Partey is back fit, we should play him. But Jorginho has more than held his weight recently. Last week against Aston Villa was good. To be honest, even against Man City, he played decent. And today as well, he did a job. It didn't look like we missed Partey too much. And it was nice bringing Partey off the bench in the second half towards the end of the game to add some more legs and steel in midfield. But Jorginho, I thought, had a decent game as well. 7 out of 10. Xhaka for me was one of the worst Arsenal performers on the pitch. I hate saying worst because he didn't play bad. It's just he wasn't really up to scratch with the rest of the players in the team, man. Xhaka, I think, is just looking a little bit lost in this system now. Don't get me wrong, he's been a great player, and I still think he can do a job for us, but he just looks a little bit stiff, a little bit immobile. Sometimes he gets the ball and his final pass is missing. He's not quite playing it at the right time. He's turning a bit slow. It's just something's missing with him. I think we definitely in midfield in the summer need to address a proper number 8 box-to-box midfielder. Whether that's someone like Declan Rice that Arteta wants to convert into that role, I'm not too sure. But I'd be all for that being one of our priorities in the summer. Because although Xhaka can do a job, I do think we can get an upgrade in that position. Odegaard as well. I don't think Odegaard had an amazing game today. He popped up at times with some really nice moves, but also a couple times where we're in transition, he just plays the wrong pass. Or he messes up his feet and ball gets away with him. I thought he played alright, Odegaard, but I don't think he played amazing by any stretch of the imagination, especially nowhere near his ability. So I'm going to give Odegaard a 7 out of 10, Xhaka a 6. Moving to the front three, I thought Saka, to be honest, for once in recent weeks, kind of got outshunned by Martinelli. I thought Saka was a bit quiet in the game. Didn't really have much going for him. He had a couple of snapshots where you'd expect him to do better. But overall, I didn't think Saka was too involved in the game, to be honest. I'm going to have to give Saka a 7 out of 10. Martinelli, on the other side, he gets an 8 for his goal, and he'll have to be man of the match because of the goal he scored. But also, he was looking good, man, Martinelli. He was picking up the ball, and it was about time. I think maybe because we had Trossard on as well, and we know that Trossard likes to drift naturally to left-hand side. We played a lot of our football down the left for once. Normally with Arsenal, it's all down the right. Ben White, Saka, they get all the action. Our left is untouched. But today we actually kind of spruced it up a little bit and played a little bit from the left flank and a little bit from the right flank. And Martinelli enjoyed some of the football. And obviously he's got a brilliant goal, a match winner for us. So his rating gets boosted because of that. And an overall decent game. Trossard in there. I think the centre forward, like false 9 experiment worked. I mean, it's against Leicester. There'll be tougher fish to fry, I guess. But it worked. He scored. Obviously got ruled out offside. But at the time it was a brilliant goal from him. And I thought it looked alright. I thought the interchange was looking nice. Of course, I'd rather Jesus come back and start. But it was a decent experiment. Be interested to see what Arteta runs against Everton on Wednesday. Whether he goes for that or goes for the more traditional striking Eddie and Nketiah. But overall, I thought it looked decent. I thought Trossard had a decent game as well. 7 out of 10. So overall, that is my player rating. I'm not really going to rate the subs. I didn't have enough time on the pitch. But Arsenal do win this game 1-0. 1-0 to the Arsenal. We know that's a classic scoreline. And look, it could have been more, to be honest, the way the game was going. But at the end of the day, the 3 points is all that matters. And we go back 5 points clear of on top of the Premier League table before Man City play in about 25-30 minutes time. As always, let me know your thoughts on the match in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. And if you're new around and you love Arsenal related content, this is the place to be. I react to every single Arsenal game. Make sure you subscribe on my road to 2,000 subscribers. I've been my football. See you all in my next video.